Now let's get into some homework problems, and these are a little bit more involved. Notice that it's multiplying, so when we're multiplying, the only thing I have to worry about is it has to be the same radical, okay, which means it has to be square root or cube root or fourth root, but both of them have to be the exact same radical for me to be able to combine things inside of them. But on the outside, I can multiply two things. So notice I can multiply those two, so I get 25, and then I have the square root. And now I have no number in front, but there really is a 1 there. So 1 times 2 is 2. X to the 8th times x to the 5th is x to the 13th. Y to the 3rd times y to the 4th is y to the 7th, because we add those powers. And now we take the square root. So notice I can't take the square root of 2, so I'm going to leave out the 25, give myself a little bit of room. I have to leave the 2 in there because the square root of 2 is not an even number. X to the 13th. 2 goes into 13 6 times, 1 left over, right? There's a 1 there. Okay, don't have to write it, but it is there. 2 goes into 7 3 times with 1 left over. I won't write the 1 up there just because I don't have to, but I could. And then that would be my final answer, which would be this answer right here. Okay. Word problem. Here we have I think it's a TV screen, and it asks you to find the area of the TV screen. And of course, we know that the length and the width are these. So here we have the width 10 times the square root of 7 minus 2, and the length is 12 times the square root of 7 plus 6 times the square root of 5. So the area, of course, is length times width. So my area is going to be 12 square root of 7 plus 6 square root of 5 times 10 square root of 7 minus 2. So we're going to multiply those two together. So we're going to FOIL these, okay, or I could use the box method, either one. So I'm going to multiply these two together. So I can, because they're both square roots, all I care about, remember, when multiplying is square roots. When adding, they have to be exactly like terms. So 12 times 10 is 120. Square root of 49, which we know the square root of 49 is 7. I'll take care of that in a minute. I then have first outer, so then we do these two. So we have minus 24 square root of 7. Because this 2 doesn't have a square root, that's okay. Just multiply the numbers, and then we keep the square root of 7 because that's still in there. 6 square root of 5 times this one is plus 60 square root of 35. Okay, and then we multiply these two out here, minus 12 square root of 5. Okay, so now we can do a little bit of reduction. I don't think we're going to be able to combine any like terms because I don't think we're going to have any like terms. So notice here, this becomes 7. So 7 times 120 is 120 times 7, 840. So we know that this one is 840. And then we have minus 24 square root of 7 plus 60 square root of 35. There's nothing that goes into 35 that we can do a square root of. 4 doesn't go into it. 9 doesn't go into it. 16 doesn't go into it. And obviously 25 doesn't go into it. So if none of those go into it, that means there's no way we can do any reduction there. And then minus 12 square root of 5. So notice I really couldn't reduce anything, but we did find the area. So you will have a couple word problems like this that you will need to know how to do. Okay, so next video, we're going to be rationalizing the denominator.